Welcome to my analysis. 4 years down the line, when Deputy President hatched a friendship with a host of leaders from central Kenya after he walked out of the handshake deal between Raila and Uhuru, the deal was very clear that it was an opportunity to make sure that status quo is maintained, the tyranny of numbers between central Kenya and Rift Valley, because in the mind of Deputy President, that was the easiest route to inherit the presidency. But that was also captured in a very captivating scenario where the running mate to Deputy President was an agreed deal to come from central Kenya. But now why are they lying flatly to their voters? Because it seems none of the central Kenya leaders is interested in the running mate position. And what they are saying, or rather what they are doing, they have chosen to hide behind a narrative that only came up after Musalia Mudavadi joined. And the narrative is that the Kenya Kwanza is not about positions, but is about uplifting the life of Kenyans. Now, when Rigathi Gachagua tried to drive a very deliberate consciousness to the mind of Deputy President that whichever situation, even with entrance of Mudavadi in the alliance, the central Kenya was reserved for the running mate position. But when he tried that, he was thrown under the bus. Musalia Mudavadi team attacked Rigathi Gachagua with none of the central Kenya MPs injecting a voice in it, not even Deputy President talking about it. Then, after that, Cleophas Malala is back again, insisting that it is not about the regional representation, but it is about the party representation, that it is time for Musalia Mudavadi. Now, if you ask me, something is happening very interesting. None of the Mount Kenya leaders is interested again in becoming deputy president to none other than William Samoei Ruto. And when Moses Kuria just joined the Kenya Kwanza, he first showed intent that he wanted to be the running mate. But as you've seen of latest, that Moses Kuria have opted rather to go and seek Kiambu gubernatorial race. Now something is interesting. Why are they changing the goalpost? Or rather, to ask it in a very easy way, why are they afraid of becoming deputy president to a presidency that they see there is a likelihood of losing to Azimio la Umoja? Because one, can you name any Mount Kenya MP around deputy president that is showing intent to be a running mate? If you start looking from Alice Wahome, Rigathi Gachagua, Kimani Chungwa, Ndindi Nyoro, Kithure Kindiki, and you can name them. And so the reason why I'm asking this is because of an old adage that Raila has been told over the years, that power is not given, power is taken. If central Kenya MPs were interested in the running mate position, I think they would have run away with it even before Mudavadi arrived. And if Mudavadi arrived and find out that they still don't have it, they will be having the head, running away with the head. But they are not showing intent. In fact, as time goes, Mudavadi is emerging as the best and most appropriate candidate to be a deputy to William Samoei Ruto. So in this analysis, I want to divert you guys on some four observations that we have made in the political sphere that informs why these fellas fear being are shying away to deputize William Samoei Ruto. And of course, this is something that should worry him, because these are the fellas he's insisting to work with. Now, but then also ask yourself, we saw Rigathi Gachagua resigning from Jubilee and joining the UDA officially. And I think I've only seen Rigathi Gachagua. How about the rest of the MPs that are still in Jubilee? And time is running out. And we were told that they were going to do it, and they were the ones who are going to seek the elective post, like the MP and the Senate. The ones that are going for nominations were supposed to submit their papers by last Friday. Now, what exactly is happening? As you ask yourself those questions, let's look to some 4 aspects that we can point out on why this situation is there. Now, one of the reasons that why these fellas are shying away is because they even don't have a unity amongst them. Now, the unity is very important because until they are united is when they can present one person. And that one person can then deputize William Samoei Ruto. Then this unity is not just unity of leaders. There is something that I want to bring to your consciousness. And I was discussing with a senior member from the Central Kenya region that there is the politics of Kiambu, Nyeri, Murang'a. So if William Ruto goes for a running mate in Murang'a, the few members from Kiambu will feel shortchanged. If he goes to Nyeri, the few members from the other counties will feel shortchanged. And one day I will just remind you why Raila Odinga is called Njamba. This was because the presidency was always from Kiambu. And it is for the first time that when Raila said Kibaki Tosha, then the presidency went past the other side and went to Nyeri. That is why after Kenol, that is where Raila got the name Jamba. Because he gave the presidency, he actually pulled the presidency outside Kiambu County. So that fragmentation is making it very difficult. And I can assure you, take this to bank. If today Alice Wahome is named the running mate, she's not going to consolidate the Central Kenya team around Deputy President. There are going to be voices of dissent. Same to Rigathi Gachagua. So that is also one thing that is coming out. Now, 2, we don't see these leaders. They are junior leaders that do not have presidential ambition. For you to be a very good running mate, you must be a potential president. Because in any case something happens, you can become the president. But that is not the point. The point here is that someone like Musalia Mudavadi, you can negotiate on kumi yangu kumi yako, so that or tano yangu tano yako, so that in 2027 he can go and seek presidency. But the fellas around Mount Kenya are still junior politicians who, some of them are first-time MPs. For example, Rigathi Gachagua is a first-time MP. Ndindi Nyoro is a first-time MP. It's not very easy for him to have that experience and to trust from an MP and just make the risk and directly go for the running mate position. So lack of that presidential ambitions is making them shy away. Now, I want to tie that with my point number 3. But because I feel number 3 is a punchline, let me pick another one and say that they lack a party to harbor their candidature. The custodian of every politician's candidature is a political party. But because the Central Kenya, they don't have a party, that means that borders why there is no unity. There is no party that they can coalesce around, and with that party they negotiate on a power sharing deal with deputy president. So that is why the position of running mate to them is untenable. Do you know why? Because of lack of that party, the individuals feel like if Rigathi Gachagua is picked as the running mate, it is a personal gentleman affair. He doesn't owe us anything. And that is the truth. In ANC, if Musalia Mudavadi is picked, he is under obligation to represent ANC. And he can pick ANC members here and there to give them government positions. But if Rigathi Gachagua is picked the next day, he can go and take his family members and put them in different positions depending on the agreement. Lack of political party is also a mess there. Now, another thing, these leaders lack the national appeal. The running mate is not a running mate of Central Kenya. The running mate is a running mate that must appeal to the whole country. Now, most of them have just been campaigning within the county. You must be someone that can go to Mombasa and when given to campaign can actually attract that vigor. But the way they have been made, and I can tell you that William Ruto is a very cunning politician. He made these young leaders to just spit hate against Raila Odinga and spit hate against Uhuru Kenyatta. So I want you to just ask yourself a question. Do you think there is any of those Mount Kenya MPs who can even go to campaign in Mombasa? There is no one. There's none of them who can be a running mate that can go and even say something that someone can listen to and campaign outside the central Kenya area. That is why I feel that there is a challenge. Now, the punchline here is this. These MPs have decided they don't want to be a running mate to a presidency that will not exist past 2022 August. One thing they are communicating, and they have actually sensed, is that Deputy President William Ruto is going to lose. They are already feeling that, because let me tell you, they are on ground. They're not really just mostly on national politics. They spend a lot of time in the burials, in the weddings, in the churches around central Kenya. And just with the kind of vigor, someone like Rigathi Gachagua have been around power. He's been part of a deep state. He actually mentioned in 2002 and 2013. And he knows very well that he knows very well that Uhuru Kenyatta, teaming up with Kalonzo and Raila Odinga, are going to deliver that presidency. And because they have already felt it's a losing battle, they are not willing. And of course, that's why they have reverted and taken their attention to the elective seats that they can capture. Madera MP have gone back, Rigathi Gachagua have gone back to seek that seat. And some of them are now feeling they better then just seek these parliamentary seats so that in 2027 they can re-strategize and go for the county politics. But confiding themselves to deputy president position is something that is going to send them to political oblivion. I want to be challenged. If you know any politician who is interested in this position amongst the central Kenya MPs, I'll be so grateful if you tell me. I did an analysis here on the Runningmate, and people were calling on Justin Muturi. Justin Muturi is not even around deputy president. So that tells you how this is going to play out. Guys, let's meet in our next analysis.